standing.
Enabling opportunity.
Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation.
Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aeon.
One gives credit where credit is due, and kudos to Denise Kessler, CEO at SCOR, the big French reinsurer. Late Friday, Standard & Poor's gave back the A rating to SCOR, which had been desperately sought by the reinsurer. S&P gave the French reinsurers underwriting performance and financial resilience. They rewarded their underwriting performance and financial resilience with an upgrade of its counterparty credit and insurer financial strength ratings. The action means that SCOR is on course to achieve the goal it set when it launched its bid for Convarium in 2007 with a targeted return to an A+ rating by 2010. Of course, the reinsurer had suffered multiple downgrades as its rating slumped into the B level in 2003 amid poor results and capital concerns before executing a recovery plan. Good for Mr. Kessler. The oil spill in Australia is beginning to have some insurance ramifications, or possibly so. The Insurance Day is reporting today that the Standard Protection and Indemnity P&I Club faces a potential claim of $1.5 million Australian dollars, or about 990,000 US, if the Australian government finds that Swire Shipping Company was guilty of environmental breaches following its massive oil spill from the ship Pacific Adventurer. The spill occurred after the Adventurer was caught in strong winds resulting from Cyclone Hamish. As a member of Standard, which itself is in turn a member of the international group of P&I clubs, Swire would be covered for up to $1 billion of pollution risks. The Adventurer was transporting containers of ammonium nitrate to Indonesia when heavy storms caused 31 of the containers loaded with the chemical to fall off its deck. One of them bounced back against the hull of the ship, piercing the fuel tank of the ship, causing 42 tons of fuel oil to leak from the ship. On Friday, we mentioned a fire in Bangladesh at a shopping mall, and in fact, 7 people did die. A helicopter plucked survivors from the roof of Bangladesh's biggest shopping mall Friday afternoon as a fire raced through the upper levels of the high-rise complex, killing at least 7 people and injuring 50 others. Huge flames shot into the air amid billowing smoke as hundreds of panicked people fled Dhaka's 22-story Bashundhara City Mall, which has more than 2,000 stores in it. Firefighters recovered bodies throughout the concourse and throughout the office building. An Air Force helicopter rescued 3 people from the rooftop. According to security at the site, the blaze was fanned by summer winds, and firefighters took about 8 hours to douse the flames in all. There's a little TB scare in the United States. The Centers for Disease Control has indicated that a passenger on a Northwest airline flight from Frankfurt, Germany to Detroit, Michigan has been diagnosed with tuberculosis. Northwest says the passenger was on Tuesday's flight number 51 into Detroit. According to the CDC, the risk is low that other passengers might contract tuberculosis. The CDC said yesterday that they are looking to contact 17 passengers who were seated near the sick passenger on the plane so they can be tested for tuberculosis as a cautionary move. Local TV in Detroit says that the sick passenger is being kept in an isolation ward at Annapolis Hospital in Dearborn, Michigan. Finally, a country of 175 million people to the west of India and to the south of Afghanistan is often in the news. They're a nuclear nation, and it's been a country with some turmoil, and we may be seeing an easing of it somewhat. The Pakistani government has announced the reinstatement of Iftikhar Chowdhury, the deposed Chief Justice, this in a bid to defuse the country's political crisis and to end a 4-day march that has been threatening to turn into a violent confrontation. The Pakistani Prime Minister Gilani, said that Mr. Chowdhury would be reinstated as Supreme Court Justice on March 21st. Mr. Gilani announced the approval of the restoration of the judge. He said that he had made the decision with the President of Pakistan, President Zardari, who was the widower of slain Benazir Bhutto. The President and the Prime Minister also ordered that all lawyers and political activists who had been arrested over the past week were to be freed immediately. According to a correspondent in the area, actually this is the Al Jazeera correspondent reporting from Islamabad, she said, quote, "The decision really has diffused tensions here and averted a political showdown. Many Pakistanis will say that this is the beginning of the end for President Zardari. It is significant that Zardari himself did not make the announcement." The reaction was madhouse over there. Jubilant supporters waved flags and cheered outside of the former Chief Justice's home. He briefly put in an appearance on his balcony. In recent days, many U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, had spoken to the country's leaders, urging them to reach a deal. You may recall that there was a 80-mile march that was in progress from Lahore all the way to Rawalpindi, where they were going to protest. It would have promised to have been a bloody melee today, but everything seems to have been averted now. So we'll see what comes next. The stock market is up about 114 points now. If there's any other breaking news, we'll come back to you. If not, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.